I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
Oh, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. Get more with Geico.
Who loves who more?
Who loved who?
Does he love you more or do you love him more?
I don't know. How do you measure that? We probably love each other the same amount.
Probably not.
Probably not?
Probably not.
Oh, you love me less?
No, I don't know when you love me, but worries me.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't be dumb. I tell you I love you. You never tell me you love me. No, he doesn't tell me he loves me. Do you tell me once in a while?
I know I never met wife in a while.
Oh.
That 2019 recording shows me something I'm still trying to understand. Dad could still tease, still be playful with Mom after all those years. And Mom, she could give it right back to him. Look, they're both playing here. Dad with his probably not tease, Mom poking back with her don't be dumb, and calling him out about never saying I love you. This is their banter after 60 years, me sitting at the table watching this dance that they've perfected. But underneath their playful sparring, there's something else that's happening here. Even in their teasing, Mom's complaint is kind of real. You never tell me you love me. And Dad's response shows how he's learned to express uncertainty only through humor, only in ways that feel safe. Life had taught him that his voice was unreliable, his serious words somehow insufficient. But this wasn't always their pattern. My oldest siblings remember a different marriage in those early years. Shouting matches. Dad fighting back. Two strong personalities clashing. Mom once told me about going to therapy early in their marriage. She said that she had felt enormous and pregnant. Dad had begun making a habit of talking to the neighbor lady across the back fence. Convinced he was cheating and feeling insecure, Mom confronted him. His response? He called her crazy. If I'm crazy, Mom told him, then I should go to therapy. And she did. What happened between those shouting matches and the quiet man that I knew? When did Dad learn that peace was more valuable than being heard? A bus strike brought them together in 1959. What started as practical necessity became a 62-year marriage and a partnership that actually worked. Dad went to work every day, brought home a paycheck, and took his role as provider very seriously. Mom managed the bills brilliantly, and Dad trusted her judgment completely. This was their division of labor. Dad provided, Mom managed. Dad supported, and Mom spoke for both of them. Picture Dad pulling up to a drive-thru, and before he can speak, Mom leans across him to place the order. His muffled speech makes these interactions challenging. Mom's intervention is practical. It's kind. But what happens after thousands of moments like this? When you know somebody else will speak for you, do you gradually stop trying? So here's what I'm understanding about their marriage roles. Mom was the keeper of our family's faith. Dad was complicated. You see, Dad's father wasn't Laestadian. Dad was born into the faith through his mom, and then through marriage, and then through social expectation rather than deep conviction. So when I left the church years later, Dad never once told me I was going to hell, never quoted scripture, and legit never rebuked me, like never. It was always and only Mom who did that religious pressure stuff. Dad was completely hands-off when it came to spiritual matters. I talked to a cousin recently, and she said something that thrilled me to pieces. She said, "My dad was the same way as yours. They just wanted us kids to thrive and be happy." So maybe Dad's silence about my rejection of the faith wasn't disapproval. It was a father who cared more about his daughter's happiness than her adherence to rules that he might not have been sure of himself. Who loves who more? I asked them in that 2019 recording.
We probably love each other the same amount.
Probably not.
Probably not?
Probably not.
Oh.
Probably not, Dad says with that ornery grin, still teasing her. Listen to Mom's response.
I tell you I love you. You never tell me you love me.
Mom wanted words, declarations and affirmations and emotional vocabulary. But Dad expressed love differently. When Mom got into birdwatching, Dad built a birdhouse outside the bay window. He installed a bird bath in the backyard and hung a hummingbird feeder next to Mom's flowers. When squirrels tried to raid Mom's homemade suet, Dad would quietly open the window, slide out a BB gun, and pick them off. He was a good shot, too. Dad was part of that clean plate club. He ate every morsel that Mom put on his plate, literally wiping it clean with homemade bread. And Mom responded by keeping the cookie jar full because Dad was a cookie monster. He'd have a cookie between and after each meal with a weak cup of coffee. This was Dad saying, "I love you," in the only language he trusted. But somehow, his language of love had been deemed insufficient. If you're recognizing your own family's communication patterns in this excavation of love and marriage, the things said and unsaid, the love expressed in actions rather than words, you'll find more stories like this in my Substack newsletter, Things I Meant to Tell You. It's where I explore the artifacts our parents leave behind and the conversations we wish we'd had. Join us for authentic storytelling and meaningful community. Okay, so what did it cost Dad to transform from the man who called Mom crazy to the man who could only express uncertainty through gentle teasing? I think it cost him the ability to have serious conversations about what mattered. When church excluded him, when the military rejected him, Dad could still come home and fight for his perspective. But gradually, even that sanctuary was lost. Not through cruelty, but through the slow realization that his voice was often the price of peace. Actually, there was one place where Dad's voice came fully alive. At our family dinner table. That's where he told his stories. About Aunt Lydia, about Grandpa's TB, and about his trucking adventures. Some of his best storytelling happened right there, us kids gathered around, Dad with his cup of coffee and cookie, spinning tales and throwing down punchlines that I still remember decades later. It was in public settings, at church gatherings, at social events, where Dad would sit quietly while Mom managed conversations and represented both of their opinions. That's where he became known as Mary's husband, rather than Roy Skoog. But at our dinner table, that was Dad's stage. That was where his voice mattered the most. Road trips were another place where Dad had authority. Behind the wheel, navigating cross-country routes, Dad was clearly in charge. "Breaker, breaker, 19, we'd call out, and Dad would smile that sly grin. In the brotherhood of truckers, his voice was welcome. Combined with our dinner table storytelling, these were Dad's safe spaces for his voice. So here's what I'm realizing. Dad hadn't lost his voice entirely. He'd learned exactly where it was safe to use it. At our dinner table with his kids, stories flowed. On road trips with his family, he was the expert navigator. In his truck with fellow drivers, he was Big Roy. But in public social settings, at church gatherings, and even in serious conversations with Mom, that's where he learned silence was safer. What if their 60-year marriage worked out because Dad had figured out how to compartmentalize his voice? Keep the storytelling for the kids, the authority for road trips, and teasing for safe moments with Mom. But the deeper conversations, the serious disagreements, the parts of himself that might cause conflict, those he learned to keep small. Next week, we'll dig into the work layer, the one place where Dad's voice couldn't be questioned, where his competence spoke louder than any words.